like it the way I should. But I like to podcast. I know you like to podcast too. Well, listen to me do it, girl. Talk dirty to pod. Talk dirty to my podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome one and all back to episode 140 of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. It's the greatest podcast that nobody knows about. However, I am seeing them Spotify, 5-star reviews come in a little bit more. Quick editor's note. Now, I will say, Miss Althea's, this is not the place for requests. If you got requests, put it on any other video I put out, but not here. Also, I will say that Spotify does not cut things out. So when YouTube does cut things out, Spotify, and the video version is on Spotify, and I guess Amazon Music, they don't cut things out. So if you listened to the last episode or watched it, then you know that I gave you the spiel about let's watch Metallica print the records, and guess what? 1 damn minute of footage of those guys pressing records at a plant, not playing music, not doing anything, just pressing the records. It was dinged, so it was clipped. But if you go to Spotify, it is there. Welcome back to a stimulating new episode of Jive Talkin. I hope you're all well out there. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. You're breathing deep. I need to do that now. I have so many little bits of stuff that I want to tell you just throughout this week. I communed with a deer yesterday. I listened to the new Ghost live album. It's called Right Here, Right Now. It's the live album. It's up on all the streaming and wherever you want to listen to it, but not bad. It's pretty much the exact show you would get, besides all the wonderful visuals that you would see at a Ghost. So if you're like on the fence about Ghost, you're like, I don't know if I like it, I don't know if I... Go listen to that live album, because it is the last tour that I saw, basically, except for there's 2 songs added. Even bigger news besides Ghost and me communing with the deer and seeing this absolutely gorgeous girl that's on the bus all the time, and I just think to myself, what the fuck is she doing on here? There's guaranteed there's got to be at least 100 men that are saying, I'll gladly give you a ride home, or she should have her own vehicle. She is not the bus type. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, who is the bus type, Shane? Exactly. I'd like you to goddamn explain that to me, who the bus type is. Well, it's me. You can't get any clearer than that. Okay, Communing with a Deer. Ghost's new album, which you should go and listen to. It's very it's fun. It's fun. Yes, there's satanic pop rock, but it's fun. But the biggest news for all you thrash fans, Nuclear Assault's Survive is now on all the streaming services. 1988 classic Survive record. Of course, you old folk are going to remember Headbangers Ball, and you're going to remember seeing Nuclear Assault for the first time on Headbangers Ball because they did Brainwash. No, that's the other tune. But go listen to that record. It is out now. They do a great cover of Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times on it. For my money, it sounds way better. The mix, production, mastering is way better than Handle with Care, even though that's a good record. And I even like Something Wicked, and I like Game Over. But it's finally up. I would love to know the story behind that, why that one album did not go up on the streaming. And I believe they put that out on Combat Records. That could have something to do with it. But anywho, I hope everything is going swimmingly for you. Maybe if I've got enough time at the end of this thing, I'll talk about Communing with the Deer, because I swear to God, it was like a full-on a melding with this deer through my glass door, my back door, out into the backyard, and the deer was back there munching on vegetation and little apples that have holes in them, the worms and everything. We don't want to spray for it. We don't want to put them in pies. We don't want to, Mother Nature is offering us up these fucking apples, and we're just going, yeah, throw them in the garbage. Throw them down in the dirt. But then again, someone would say, well, Shane, it's for the flora and the fauna and the fawns of the forest to feast on. Probably say something like that. Now you're seeing this guy right here. This is Joseph Duplantier. He is in Gojira. Him and his brother. It's not Dylan Duplantier. Josh and Joey. Something. But did you see him on the Olympics? And did you try? I don't feel like they had any good footage of it. Other than that footage that they played. I mean, it was brilliant. I thought it was wonderful. But the lady was talking over it. Oh my God, this is heavy metal. This is heavy metal at the Olympics, everybody. I can't. It's like, shut up so I can hear the damn tune. The only time she shut up is when the lady was singing on that little boat that was rolling by. But the first story we have up here, and we've got lots of goodies here. Lots of goodies, including an apology from Ozzy Osbourne to Brittany Spears, by the way. Was Gojira performance at the 2024 Olympics opening ceremony satanic? People are coming out of the woodwork going, that was the goddamn devil. First it's Elvis Presley shaking his tush, shaking his pelvis Elvis. And then it's this, then it's the satanic panic of the 1980s, and now we're going, oh my God. Well, we're going to get a history lesson here because Joseph Duplantier of the French metal band Gojira, I believe he explains. It's none of that, says Joseph Duplantier. Joseph Duplantier of French metalers Gojira has defended his band against accusations they were perpetuating Satanism. I mean, spoiler alert, there's a lot of dark imagery and stuff. I don't know if they've ever seen a band called Slayer or anything like that, but with their performance at Friday night, July 26 Olympic Games opening ceremony. Gojira performed as a surprise rendition of A Ka Ira. A Ka Ira, a popular song during the French Revolution alongside opera singer Marina Viotti, and she was wonderful. Thank God that lady would shut her damn yap so she wouldn't sing over Marina. As well as a number of beheaded figures representing the slain Queen Marie Antoinette. I'm not going to lie, guys. I knew that the name was going to be Marie Antoinette, but that was scaring me there, that Antoinette part. But hey, look at me. I spit it out. But the fiery display angered some Christians online, who quickly branded it satanic. Even the controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate accused the West of worshiping the devil. You know, it's probably even deeper than that, where it's like, you know, the line of people that created the Olympics went, Jesus Christ, as soon as they figure out what those 5 circles means, oh my God, it's a 5 fucking circles of hell coming together as one. Posting a clip of Gojira's performance, Tate, and he's that misogynist kind of asshole, right? Where he was holding the women hostage or something in Rome. He had a bunch of sassy ladies working for him or something. I don't know. Maybe he's not even any of that. Maybe he knows who worships the devil and who doesn't. Let's find out. Satanists control the West. Oh boy. Don't say things like that. And they show you that they worship the devil. It's not a conspiracy theory. They literally show you. Are you blind? Okay. Andrew, does he know things? I don't think so, but I think he was that kind of beefcake guy that was popular with the shaved head there for a while. He looked like Pitbull, that rapper. Posting a clip on, let's see, are you blind? That's what Andrew said. Asked in an interview, now Joseph's going to give it to us. Asked in a new interview with Rolling Stone about Tate's criticism with Gojira's performance, if their performance was satanic, Duplantier says, it's none of that. It's French history. It's French charm, you know. Beheaded people, red wine, and blood all over the place. It's romantic. It's normal. There's nothing satanic. There's a laugh there. And I don't know if that's the way. I think it was probably more like, oh. France is a country that made of separation between the state and religion during the Revolution. And it's something very important, very dear to the foundation of Republic France. We call it la tête. It's when the state is not religious anymore, so therefore, it's free in terms of expression and symbolism. It's all about history and facts. Oh, oui, oui. We don't look too closely at symbolism in terms of religion. These guys, if you know anything about Gojira, you know they are a band about Mother Nature. They are a band about climate. A lot of their music talks about animals and the forestry and the rainforest and stuff like that. Asked if he and his Gojira bandmates thought much of that the responsibility of representing metal on the world stage, Ozzy said, oui, oui, I try not to think too much about it. That's because it continues to blow my mind. No. The Olympics Committee could ask. I'm starting to fuck up my whatevers. The Olympic Committee have asked literally anybody to play. I think of bands like Metallica or AC/DC that are household names and powerhouses in our genre, that we all revere as our heroes, when never considered ourselves the biggest band in the world. That would be worthy to play the Olympics or anything like that. It's just so damn weird. The way I think about it is it's a challenge in 2024 to give hope to people, to show something original. People have seen everything from landing on the moon to AI, so it was a challenge for Paris and the committee to express something fresh, something new and original by booking us, and also show what France is all about. At least for our part, the fact that metal and opera had never been seen together on TV, I mean, there's whole genres dedicated to it. In front, hold on, asshole. In front of so many people. Okay. Before is a statement from the country of France. It's saying, hey, look, we're still pushing the boundaries in the world, so congrats to France for putting this together. Regarding who picked the song, Akaira, and I'm really bad with the titles and stuff, and they do have French songs titles and album titles, these guys, Gojira. That wasn't us at all. That was the team of young people and composers and designers that decided the whole theme. We were in the dark when it came to the whole ceremony. We were just concentrating on that picture and that moment of Marie Antoinette. We didn't know how it was going to look or how it would fit in. Man, I would be a bundle of nerves up there on those platforms. I didn't see railings where the Gojira guys were standing. They were just out on this little cement slab. I hope that they had someone back there with like a pulley system on them, or something, It's like, hey, if you start to fall, we'll give you a yank. We didn't know how it was going to look or how it would fit in with the whole performance. I didn't know Lady Gaga and Celine Dion were going to be there. We were in the Olympic Committee's confidence. And we weren't allowed to tell our people that we were going to do this. Really? Oh, well, our people as in the fans. We didn't know what was going to happen at all. We just went back and forth with the composer of the Olympic ceremony, Victor Le Masson. He threw us a tempo and a guideline, and then we did our thing. And those guys are masters. The drummer is an amazing master of the drums. This is going to be a Metallica type band for the future, for generations to come. I'm telling you now. Gojira is considered a standard bearer for French rock and bringing French rock to an international audience. Metal Hammer declared Gojira metal's most important band in 2016. Gojira has been nominated for a Grammy Award 3 times, twice in 2017 for Best Metal Performance and Best Rock Album, Magma, and once in 2022 for Best Metal Performance. Gojira's latest album, Fortitude, entered Billboard's top album chart at number 1 in May of 2021, while also claiming the number 1 spot on Billboard's top current albums and current hard music albums tallies. The release also marked a career high debut of the Billboard 200 for Gojira, arriving at number 12, with several career high chart positions and top 10 debuts in countries around this beautiful globe. We got the whole world, including France, number 2, United Kingdom, number 6, Australia, number 3, Germany, number 8. Why didn't you put the, I'm just saying put them in order. Because they're going down, 8, 9, 10. Denmark, number 3. Portugal, number 4. Finland, they're doing great, guys. Oh, we got a furthermore here. Furthermore, Gojira concluded a month-long fundraising initiative in support of the indigenous-owned NGO, the Articulation of Indigenous Peoples of Brazil, APIB, who advocate for environmental, that's what I was trying to think of. And, since we're on the topic, nuclear assault, that record survived. Those guys have always been a political and a kind of a environmental thrash band. And there's some tunes on there about, they like to talk about oil spills and stuff, and it seems like we don't give a damn and all that, Working with social good-focused digital platform Propeller, the charitable campaign raised over $300,000 through an auction and a raffle of one-of-a-kind items from the band and their friends in Metallica, Tool, Slipknot, Slayer, and Slash, and more. All proceeds were donated to APIB to support their work aiding the indigenous tribes of the Amazon who have suffered immensely victims of deforestation, land loss, forced labor, violence, and harassment. None of that is good. If you're anywhere near it, if you're doing anything with it, stop doing it. All right, this is just going to talk about the albums. Let's get this. Let's just hear the chick say. I mean, all right, we're done with that. We're not going to get into that because you're not going to hear that if they say we're gonna go ahead and take your 1 hour and 10-minute podcast and we're going to take the proceeds from it because you played 30 seconds of something. I'm sorry. It's gotta go, people. Look at this. This is Wolf Hoffman, and he's such a wonderful guy. Accept, have you heard the band Accept before? This is the guy. He writes the guitar. Get your balls to the wall, man. This is the guy who does that. Wolf. And he says such wonderful things here. Udo, Dirk Schneider, and Peter Baltes are welcome to take part in the 50th anniversary tour. And that is just wonderful. The hits keep coming. The good vibrations just keep happening, don't they? It's nice for him to extend the olive branch and say you both are welcome, even though Peter Baltes was saying that their music's boring these days. You're gonna tell me you don't drink the Kool-Aid, you listen to that song Kool-Aid, and you're gonna tell me that's boring? That ain't boring. I'm sorry, Peter, but that ain't boring. Let's get into this, see what he has to say. In a new interview with Metal Journal, Accept guitarist Wolf Hoffman here was asked why he and his bandmates decided to announce that they will embark on a 50th anniversary tour in late 2025 when they still have plenty of touring to do this year in support of their latest album, Humanoid. As transcribed by Blabbermouth, he says, things like that take time, and people have asked me for the last 2 years, are you going to do an anniversary or anything?
everybody wants to know. So I finally said, okay, we're gonna do it. It's the kind of guy I am. I just said, we're gonna do it. And it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be a huge surprise with all the guests that we're gonna have. And I think it's gonna be completely different from anything we've ever done before. So, I think it's gonna blow people away. But that doesn't take away from this tour. Make sure you understand that guy. This tour is humanoid tour. But we're going to do it, but we're not slacking on this one. So, if you like the new album, Humanoid, and if you love Accept, you've got to see this tour, no matter what. And it's gonna be definitely a highlight anyhow.
On the topic of whether there was any talk about possibly announcing a farewell tour to coincide with Accept's 50th anniversary, Wolf said, "We've been doing it for a long, long time, and I honestly don't know how long I can do this. I mean, nobody knows what the future will bring. And it has crossed our minds, absolutely. So, it might be that we go off with the highlight like this, and then just really say, okay, this was it. I don't know yet, to be honest with you." Regarding whether former Accept members Udo Dirkschneider, vocalist, and Peter Baltus, bass, will be invited to take part in the 50th anniversary tour, perhaps just in the form of a guest appearance or at select shows, perhaps, just perhaps.
Let me tell you something, buddy. Yes, of course. And that doesn't mean they're gonna show up now. We have to wait and see. Of course, everybody is invited. The door is open for anybody to join us on this because it's going to be a retrospective of all 50 years of Accept. And whoever wants to participate is more than welcome. Yes, sure.
Ooh, I love this guy. Who's this guy? He's getting the hard-hitting questions. Oh, this is just Metal Journal. This guy's got some beef on his questions. He's like, I ain't jerking around here, pal. I need to get to the meat and potatoes. I thought of a good interview question. If I was to ever, I think this is a great question to ask anyone. Like if I ever, I don't know that I would ever, it's hard to say if I'd ever be interested in interviewing famous folks like Rob Halford or something like that. Because, I mean, God, they're just my heroes. I'm having so many goddamn problems. They're my heroes. But I have a great interview question. And any of these metal people, anyone doing interviews out there, you're welcome to use this on anybody you want. But I would ask, have you ever stepped on a nail? And do you remember the first time? Tell me the story behind the first time you stepped on a nail. If you've stepped on a nail, you can. I don't care if it's 50 years ago. You can take you right down and there's roses on this side of the sidewalk, and then I walk back, and there was you can tell the whole story. I've heard that you're not supposed to ask questions that leads to yes and no answers. You want to open them up so they will speak to you on things, and I think that's a great one. Have you ever stepped on a nail? And can you tell me about the first time you did? Oh! And I'll bet you anything, you guys are going to get down there in the comments. You're going to say, Shane, let me regale you in the first time I stepped on a nail. I got a great one for you. And I took about 5 nails in the foot. And that was, I was doing, if you know anything about aluminum siding, I was doing aluminum siding. And if you know anything about building the house, you got the goddamn concrete guys there, the plumbers there, the siding guys there, the roofers there, all of them at the same time. They're just, you're working around each other all day. Well, I'm cutting aluminum and sending it up the ladder, and the roofer, now if you know anything about roofers, you know they got those nails that have the, this is pre, pop, pop, pop with the nail guns or whatever they do now. But they had those nails that are about an inch, I'd say an inch and a half long, something like that. But they got these plastic round things over the nail, and that would keep the. So I come across, and then he says, "Hey, we need another ladder over here for whatever reason." So I walked across the thing. I go over here to grab the ladder. Someone has dropped their nails down on the cement pad for the garage, and I come walking across, and I made it about 2 steps on before I went, and then my buddy comes down and then grabs the pliers and proceeds to fucking pull all the nails out. Oh my God, I took like 2 in one foot and 5 in the other. I was off for a week. I just sat around with my feet up. Asked if he would call Udo and Peter directly. This guy knows how to get to the meat and potatoes. Now, will you call Udo and Peter directly to ask them to participate in the tour? Or if you will wait, or are you going to wait and call? Oh, a visibly irritated wolf said, "No, really?" An irritated wolf says,
"Can you shut up already? Und you're not going to get me to talk about it. I'm sorry, man. Und I know it's a nice try. Everybody wants to know these things."
Well, I didn't see that coming. He got rude with him. Metal Journal was asking him out, calling him out. Wolf also talked about Accept's plans to release a special album in early 2026 that will cover the band's entire musical history. The anniversary LP will contain a carefully curated selection of the best Accept songs, probably including London Leather Boys, from the last 5 decades, re-recorded, partly with well-known surprise musical guests and colleagues. Don't we love that when the Doro Pesch and everyone, everyone from Germany, Mili Petroza will be there, and maybe, as well as some rare tracks that have not been played so often before, like London Leather Boys. He said, "I can tell you anything.
I can't tell you anything yet, because it's way too early. You've pissed me off from the earlier questions. So now, you see, I've got an attitude with you."
What is he going on about? Where's he at?
"I can't tell you anything, because it's way too early. Once I just can tell you it's going to be massive thing, okay? I don't really want to get into it yet, because I'm not really here to talk specifics about it. And it's still in the planning stages. It's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be some really big names, okay, that are not going to participate, that are gonna participate in that. And you, sir, will have to wait. Sorry, it's just too early."
He's hitting him hard. I love it. Below the belt. As for whether Accept has already selected the guest musicians who will appear, he's going to lose his shit on him. Selected the guest musicians who will appear on that album, he says,
"Und da. We have selected a lot of it. Not all of it, but we have selected a lot."
All right, we're done with that. Ozzy Osbourne. This is what happens when you lay in bed at night and you think about what you've said and done. Because Ozzy Osbourne's going to issue an apology to Brittany Spears, because they were talking about how she looks like a psycho when she's dancing in her videos or her little Instagrams. Not when she was doing that school girl thing. They loved all that. That was all. Everybody loved that. That wasn't "Hit Me Baby One More Time," was it? Hit me baby one more time. Oh baby, baby. Ozzy, you're a true treasure. You are a treasure. Ozzy Osbourne apologizes to Brittany Spears. Oh, I love you, and I think you're beautiful. That's all you need right there, right? Really? You're beautiful, you're beautiful, it's true. Ozzy Osbourne has apologized to Brittany Spears after Sharon so rudely said so many things. After the legendary heavy metal frontman and his family criticized the pop singer's social media videos. After a recent episode of the Osbournes podcast in which the Black Sabbath frontman said he was, I'll tell you what, I'm bleeding, I'm fed up of seeing poor old Brittany Spears on YouTube. The pop star retaliated on Instagram post telling him the most boring family known to mankind to kindly go fuck off. Now, Ozzy says that he regrets making his original comment. In a short video clip posted to Osbourne's social media, Ozzy says, Brittany, I really owe you an apology. I'm sorry for making that comment. However, I do have a however in here. It would be better if you didn't do the same fucking dance every day. So he's being a snark. Change a few movements. I love Brittany Spears, but it's the same bleeding bloody dance every day, and I'm the prince of fucking darkness. Babbles, Sharon. That is like one of the most epic scenes to me in the Osbournes, is when Sharon and Zakk Wylde and all of them are standing there, and she's showing the new stage setup, you know. They shoot off the bubble machine, you know. If you haven't seen it, I'll reenact it for you. They're shooting off the bubble machine, and he's standing there, Babbles, Sharon, I'm the prince of fucking darkness. He doesn't like bubbles, this guy. Confetti is fine, bubbles are not. Ozzy added, I really do apologize. I love you and I think you're beautiful. On last week's episode of the Osbourne podcast, the Black Sabbath frontman and his family described Clip's Spears dancing as very sad. The Osbournes family spent some time on the episode by answering listener questions. The first question was directed to Ozzy and Sharon's daughter, Kelly, asking whether or not she would ever post TikTok dances. Who wants to see Kelly do TikTok dances? I'd rather watch Brittany Spears do them. I don't know how to do TikTok dances. Mommy, do you know how to do TikTok dances? Oh dear, I don't know how to do TikTok dances either. She don't know how to do it. I don't know where anybody would ever think that I would. See, and I didn't. So Kelly, I'm with you. I never thought you would. I never thought you could dance. You don't look like you got a tap in your foot. And you got to have soul. You got to have groove. You got to have a beat. You got to be able to tap your foot to dance. You don't want to see me on the dance floor, because I get them fucking riled. People are like, oh, fuck, stop. They just fucking circle around me clapping. Oh, my God. Yeah. I haven't danced since there's been social media. So, you know. But I'll tell you right now, if I was to hit the dance floors again, you'd be seeing some stuff pop up everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, everyone say, Dad, I just had the greatest night of my life watching a man dance. It was unbelievable. Sharon stated, It seems to me that TikTok, when it first started, were people doing silly dances. But now it's developed into so much more. Yeah, we did all this. Jack Osbourne says, oh yeah, you're just saying that because you're the biggest TikTok junkie, aren't you, Mumsy? And you're just trying to be like. But there's more to it than that, Mummy. Oh, there is, Jack, isn't there? There is. I'm fed up of seeing poor old Brittany Spears on YouTube. Okay, we're done. We're done here. Guys, we got a few more items. We are going to check in with Jacoby. Papa Roach and Daughtry are on Family Feud. I wanted to see a little bit of that. But we got just a little bit more here. We do have your comments, too. And there's Kerry King. Now you're saying, good gravy, Shane. Why do you keep going on about Kerry King? Well, I just wanted to see this because you got Kerry King there, who uses Pantene on his beard. And you got Phil Anselmo. And Kerry King knew Phil Anselmo wasn't the right singer for his solo band. And I wanted to find out what that was all about. Of course, Mark Osigueta from Death Angel is killing it. He's kicking ass in it. You know, so let's find out. So this deer, I'm just gonna mention it really quickly. The deer, me communing with the deer, because I want to know if anyone knows. I didn't bother looking it up or whatever, but this deer was from me. I mean, he was two feet away with a glass door between us. Leaves, brushery, apples by the pound, and he was over by the window, but then he was slowly making his way over to the glass. So I lay down on the carpet, and the cat comes over, and the cat's rolling around with me, and petting the cat. So I just kind of got into that, and I just kind of waited for this deer to saunter over to the window, and it finally did. And its nose was, I'm telling you, 2 feet away from the glass. And it kept jittering for a little bit, and then pretty soon it was just kind of eating. I saw it pick up like a branch, like a kind of a big branch that had some leaves on it. It was getting the leaves off. But the deer, after a while, I started to feel like this motherfucker is going to ram the door. It's going to hit it. Now, this deer, by the way, it had the 2 points on each side, and it still had the velvet or fur or whatever on the horns, right? So I'm assuming it was a baby. Although that would make it a 2 point and 2 point. That's a 4 point. I don't know. I don't know about this, guys. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I'm not going to pretend that I ate the heart of my first kill. I'm not going to do that. But the big question I have for you is, we were connecting eye to eye. I said, there's no harm here. I said that out loud. There is no harm here. I will not harm you. You are safe here. And the deer started to do this with its head. And it did it like 4 or 5 times, up and down and up, and never taking its eyes away. And then it would stop. And then it would do it again. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant, unless it was saying yes to me. Yes, I feel safe. I don't know. So get down there in the comments if you know anything about that, okay? Ever so quickly, Kerry King knew Phil Anselmo was not in a new interview with Glide magazine. Great lubrication gels. Glide, you gotta love that. Slayer. Guitarist Kerry King spoke about the rumors which circulated for a while that Pantera's Phil Anselmo would sing on the debut album for King's solo project. Kerry saying, yeah. Well, the Phil connection that was loved by all the suits. Now, all the suits loved him. They just thought he was a bag of goodies, I tell you what. And by suits, I mean the booking agent, the promoter, my manager, because they all see dollar signs. And I'm not upset with that. That's what they get paid to do, my managers, my booking agent, the promoter. That's how they get paid. But I told them along, I'm like, Phil's not the guy. I said, I've got the guy. And they fought me tooth and nail all the way through. But at the end of the day, I'm in charge. Who has 2 thumbs and is in charge? That's Kerry King. We had a conversation with Phil, but it never even got to a point where we played in a room together. He was dragging his feet for a long time because I don't think he really wanted to do it. And he got some music, and I think he realizes it was probably too damn thrashy for him. And what his style is these days. So, the Pantera thing came around and then just flew right out the door like a beautiful owl. One of them rare owls that you hardly ever see. It's got the flat face on it, and they say, we never see them goddamn owls anywhere. And there it is. And they never thought of it again. This past May, Kerry told Sirius XM, Trump Nation with Eddie Junk in the trunk. What's your conversation with Phil about the collaborating together? It didn't get real far. That's Phil. Why don't they put Eddie's questions in there? He's a valued member of the rock and metal community. Put his damn questions that he asked. And this past May, Kerry to Sirius XM Trunk Nation that his conversation with Philip, I like to call him Philip because I know him quite well, about collaborating together, well, that didn't get real far. You remember a few minutes ago when I was talking about them flat-faced owls? That's the same thing. And everything you saw online, that was all just rumors. Because it never got past me and Phil talking about it. I've known Phil for decades. I've known Phil before Pantera, Cowboy from Hell came out. He's been a friend of mine throughout the years. And all the business suits wanted me to go that way, and I said, no, my manager, my record company, my promoter, everybody. Because it's going to put massive butts in seats, I tell you what. So to speak. I butchered that sentence. But talk to Phil about it. I know this was too damn thrashy a project. They're rerunning this. I'm telling Eddie Trunk right now, Ed, if you're listening to this damn podcast, or if someone has alerted you to the fact of this podcast, you can use my question, have you ever stepped on a nail, and would you tell me the story? I'm telling you right now, it'll get butts in the seats. All right, we're moving on. Because this is something to celebrate here. Voivod gets a standing ovation at the world premiere of We Are Connected, the documentary video photos. The documentary. Video, comma, photos. I'm assuming that means are going to be below. Love me some Voivod. It's a band that I'm still figuring out. I know some Voivod, but not much Voivod, and I feel like I've disrespected them long enough, so I'm trying to dig deep and get in and do it. And I'm stoked about this documentary because I love metal documentaries. I could watch them all day long. Voivod's long-awaited official documentary, We Are Connected, receives its world premiere last night, Monday, July 29th at Fantasia International Film Festival in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. There's a little video down here. Maybe we'll take a peek at it. We Are Connected dives deep into the 40-plus year legacy of one of the most original and influential metal bands in history. For their explosive beginnings in Yonkaya to their groundbreaking global journey, Voivod's story is one of unparalleled creativity, resilience, and evolution. The film will cover Voivod's history from unlikely origins in North Quebec at the height of the Cold War to underground success to sharing tours and stages with Iron Maiden, Rush, and Metallica. Included in this documentary will be highs and lows throughout the 40 years, from major label support and Billboard recognition to seismic lineup changes and an event many critics claim to be the end of Voivod, the death of co-founding guitarist and composer Dennis Piggy D'Amour. Rest in peace, Piggy boy. Directed by Philippe Bellacalzar and produced with full access to the band's archives, the film features exclusive insights and appearances by metal icons like Tobias Fjord, Ghost. Oh, this guy's wonderful. Michael Ackerfeld of Opeth. They blew my socks off when I saw them. Who did I see them with? Mastodon? Everyone just sits, kind of like Dream Theater. They just sit and stare during the show, you know, at Opeth. But man, they were good. A buddy of mine, I used to do a podcast with him, but he was always trying to get me into Opeth, and it took forever. And I was like, man. And now I'm going, man, should have listened to them. Jason Newsted of Metallica, Zach Blair, Rise Against, Gwar, Tom G. Warrior, Celtic Frost, Triptychon, and others. What was that other band he had? I saw Celtic Frost. My band actually opened for Celtic Frost because they were on the tour with, it was either Gwar or Typo Negative, and it was for that Monolith record. And Tom G, I didn't have the guts to go talk to him, but he was in full regale, full black metal regale. I think it was with Gwar, but I can't remember. And Ivan, who's this? Ivan Doroshuk. Men Without Hats. We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind, 'cause your friends don't dance. Anyone? You like the Men Without Hats? What they had the others are, goes the world. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. In celebration of We Are Connected premiere, don't miss the Rebel Robots exhibit at BBAM BAM Gallery in Montreal. This intimate showcase features original art pieces, photographs, instruments, and artifacts from Voivod's archive. Celebrating their extraordinary 40-year legacy, step into the multiverse experience of Voivod and explore the visual and musical artistry that has defined their unique space in the metal world. Where's the part where should we just get onto the video where they get the standing ovation? Let's do. Here we go. They're coming out. Stand up. Oh, the guy in the green shirt said, up, you bastards. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You gotta turn around and take the picture with the fans. See the fans behind you. A lot of glasses in there. Jesus. All right, let's get off that shit. Popping up everywhere. All right. Now, here we are. Let's get on to this. Now, is this Papa Roach? I feel like this guy's the Papa Roach guy, but guys, you're not going to see any of this if they cut it. Let's see.
All right, you ready?
There's Chris Daughtry. He's going to do the quick money.
20 seconds on the clock, please.
All right.
We asked 100 married men. Be honest.
I'm going to answer these.
What percentage of the chores do you do around the house?
75%.
25%.
Name a way people spread germs.
Sneezing.
Hands.
Name someone in your life you wish came with an on-off switch.
Next.
My kids.
Name something teenagers rent for prom night.
Limo.
Tux.
Name a letter that appears more than once in the Hollywood sign.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, let's see how we did. See, that's his dudes over here. Why don't we have the little the family names?
All right, let's go.
Jacoby.
We asked 100 married men, be honest, what percentage of the chores do you do around the house? You said
75%.
25%. Survey said.
What was the answer?
Name the way people spread germs. You said. With your hand.
Come on, dude. I don't want to go through all this shenanigans. I want to get to his answers. Oh, my. We got to do Jacoby Shaddix? All right, let's get it.
You out the band.
Jacoby Shaddix. What's he going to say? He said, get out of the band.
So, you only need 43 points. If you don't get 43 points, well, you out the band.
Oh, stop. He's giving it to him. Jacoby says, I don't think so, dude. I get to say who's in the band and who's not. You're just the host of this show. You don't have any say whatsoever in it.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what
Let's get down to the damn answers. Come on.
Dave told me that.
I gotta find a new gig.
Yeah, he's one of the original founding members, so he said,
Yeah.
you missed this, you out the band.
He says, no, Jacoby runs it. Jacoby's the king of the band. It's not us. No, we don't get to. No. I didn't tell him that. He says, you motherfucker told him. You said that to him, didn't you? You told Steve Harvey that, didn't you? Guys, I'm just about over this because I know they're going to ding all this anyways.
A limousine.
Name a letter that appears more than once in the Hollywood sign.
Oh,
O.
Try again.
L.
not the Marilyn Manson version.
We need 43 points for the money. We ask 100 married men, be honest, what percentage of the chores you do it right?
Okay, I got to stop this. So they're going to say, you guys aren't going to see any of this.
40, wow. Nice
I
guy.
pitch in.
Yeah, there you go.
75%. Steve, I said 75% though.
Not gonna lie. Nope.
Steve Harvey does 100%. He said, I'm the man of the house. I do 100%. I tell her to go get her nails done.
Hire who you want to, but it ain't gonna be me. So Ray said,
He's a sharp dresser, that Steve Harvey. He ain't gonna get them damn points. Guys, I'm losing my shit here.
Survey said,
He needs a 43 points. Got it. Papa Roach won $25,000. Let's get into your comments. That's right. The best part of the comment, the podcast here, we're getting into your comments. How's my hair looking? I am going fucking bald. It is the craziest thing in the world because I did not, I had a hell of a lot less forehead just 2 months ago. I'm down there taking a shower and I started to notice, I'm like, why is the water, coming up to my freaking ankles? What's the deal with that? So, you get down there, you unscrew that thing and you dig down in the drain and it was all long hair that was blocking the damn drain. I'm telling you, I'm going to full Gallagher, man. I'm going like, oh, this guy's gone off the rails. Let's get into your comments. Well, we got a new person here. They just gave me 3 heavy metal horns ups. So let's find out who this is. This is Beta Grilglak. 3 hearts received, 10 comments. Very, very good. Well done. There is your heart, and I'm going to give you a thumb up. Someone gave you a thumb, I'm going to give you the thumb. Johnny B. Let's take a look at Johnny. Johnny B's stuff here. He's collecting them hearts. 4 hearts received, 17 comments. Keep it up, buddy. You're doing good. And he's got some stuff. Johnny B says, first, thank you for a very cool welcome and the hearts thumbs up. Love it when I find someone that loves this kind of music as much as I do. And he says, Johnny B on Nikki Six just needs to stop talking. We don't care when you're going in the studio. Just play your damn bass and shh. Johnny B on Ozzy on Solid Gold, absolutely 100% happened. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, but have failed to find anything on the internet, but it happened. I'm telling you, I remembered it because it was the song Bark at the Moon. And I even want to I even want to say they did like So Tired or something from that record. And there was flashes of him as Ozzy, that old kind of jittery, sloppy 80s swishy looking thing. And he's on, as a werewolf. Thank you for that. Johnny B says, the tennis racket / guitar was the only way we could reenact Kiss songs, 100%, when we were young. I had 2 rackets I found at yard sales when I was a kid, and they quickly became Ace Frehley's Gibson. Hell yes. And you're right, it was Kiss. I had the Kiss Alive 2 record, the tennis racket, and I'm going for it. I bet you I could turn Kiss Alive 2 on right now and word for word do all of the dialogue that Paul does when he was kind of good at it back in the day. I mean, he's he's always been kind of weird, but you know. Anyways, Johnny B says, Gojira killed it in the opening ceremonies, and I was just as shocked as you learning they were asked to play. What an honor. Awesome job as always, Shane. I'm loving listening to your back catalog over on Spotify and here on YouTube. You're one hell of a guy. Special edit. Just started listening to episode 116, and you guys are welcome to do this too if you've got a past thing you want to ask. Episode 116 on Spotify, you started it out with Stairway to Jive Town. And I had to pull over due to laughing way too hard. Boy, that hits me right in the goodies. And now I want to go listen to it. You know who I was listening to today that I was like, God, these guys are freaking great. Have you ever heard of, I mean, I'm sure you have, Ween? W-E-E-N, Ween? Have you seen SpongeBob? Ocean Man, taking that hand, beating that land, don't you understand? Those guys are so damn good and funny, and I heard a song called Piss Up the Rope. And I'd heard it in years gone by, but I hadn't listened to it in a long time. And you can boom, boom, piss up a rope. Just wonderful. Johnny B coming in here on this special second edit, number 2. I was listening to Mick Mars' new album the other day and sang along to some of the songs in your Mick Mars voice. You nailed that one. I'm sorry, but you're getting the thumb and the heart. Maybe everyone's getting them today. We get into Mike Buchanan. He's got some stuff. And by the way, I did end up watching The Magic Sword. After we did the Gnome video that Mike said, you got to check that out. And it was The Magic Sword, indeed it was. And then I found it on Tubi and I watched it and it was wonderful. And right after I watched The Magic Sword, I watched Troll 2. That to me is one of the greatest bad movies of all time, including there's a documentary about Troll 2 called Best Worst Movie that explains it all. But just, you know, when in Troll 2, I'm not going to spoil anything except for this one thing. Grandpa's ghost, for whatever reason, is telling the little boy, Timmy or Johnny or whatever his name is, you can't let him eat that food. You can't let him. And he's paused him in time. You know, Grandpa's ghost, for whatever reason, can pause him. And the only thing the kid can do is piss on the food. And the next scene is the dad taking the son up to his room at this house that they're staying at because they're doing some kind of a swap housing thing. Long story short, I just love the dad says, you know, you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. It's just great. It's just great. Anyways, let's get into Mike Buchanan here. Alrighty then. Let's do this. On this week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, The Dead Don't Die, 2019. Newer movie. Now, I am a huge fan of any zombie movie, and if that zombie movie happens to have Bill Murray in it, will cut me up a pickle, will cut me up and pickle me in vinegar and eat me on a burger. Jesus, that's disgusting. Don't go into this movie with high expectations. It's not a serious movie whatsoever. It's just kind of, they did it for the fun of it. This movie isn't like Zombieland or Shaun of the Dead and is not meant to be. Ha ha. Like people talking about how do they come to terms that it is a zombie's right of the... How do they come to terms that it is zombies right off the bat and nothing else? The reason so is because Adam Driver's character, Ronnie, read the script, and Caleb Landry Jones' character, Bobby, has seen a lot of zombie movies, LOL. Like, come on, hell. The theme of the movie plays on the radio, and Bill asks, what is this song? Why does this song sound familiar? Oh, this is great. Adam literally tells him the name of the song and that it's the theme from the movie. Like, come on, laugh my ass off. You should know not to take this movie seriously. All in all, don't go into this expecting something big. I'd say it's like a 4 out of 5 stars. It's enjoyable for me. I would have given it 5 out of 5 had they used Steve Buscemi's character as a zombie. All right. Mike Buchanan says, hey, where's your tag, buddy? Missing the tag. Maybe he's dropping it. Maybe he's saying, you know what? My reviews stand on their own. I don't need a tagline. I watch a little bit of the opening ceremony, and I guess I just caught it at a wrong time as well. I saw where boats filled with athletes going down the river, and occasionally persons singing or playing the piano, and some faceless guy running around with the torch. Snoop Dogg, I'm sorry that I'm missing Gojira. I will be seeking that out after I finish writing this. Mike Buchanan says, Frank Carlton, Serafino, Farana Jr. What? Or as we know him as Nicky Six. That's his real name, Frank Carlton Serafino Farana Jr.? As we know him as Nicky Six, needs to drop the Motley Crue thing and bring back Brides of Destruction, or perhaps 6 a.m. That's what I want if I was going to ask for new music from Nicky. Mike Buchanan says, dude, I was like Jay Weinberg or Bruce Springsteen fame was in... Weinberg of Bruce Springsteen fame was in Slipknot. And then my brain woke up and it was like, no, dummy, that was Max Weinberg. And then I was like, okay, my smarty brain, is Jay the son of Max? Yes, he is. And my smarty brain was like, I don't know. Go ask your mother. And then I did. You know what she said? Jay is indeed the son of Max Weinberg. And there you have it. You've learned something today. Oh, and Jay has now joined Infectious Grooves and Suicidal Tendencies. I knew that he was doing the Suicidal Tendencies thing, but I guess you could say it's all kind of a revolving cast for the Infectious Grooves, right? Robert Trujillo was in it once, wasn't he?
Ocean Mountain, mountain is the mountain of your own man.
Let's see. Mike Buchanan says, having seen Kiss on every tour since the Animalize tour, wow, that's impressive. I can somewhat understand Chuck's reaction as a kid for that first show. Seeing the spectacle that was a Kiss show. It really does something to you. So there you have it. I have seen Kiss on tour from 1984 or 85 up until the End of the Road tour, which I happened to see twice. How many concerts was that? Well, let's just say more than 10, but less than 20. Can't really say why though. Probably has to do with seeing them at such a young age. Oh, and my mom took us to that first concert. After she was like, never again, after she was like, never again, you can't go alone. Or can go alone. Yeah, I think my mother took me to my first concert, and then after that it was like, I ain't fucking doing that no more. Get on the bus with your friends. Go down to the creepy city. Just make sure you guys huddle together. If anyone tries to grab any one of you, start punching. Mike Buchanan says, but John Bush, if you played... Now, I want to make sure I got all that. Okay. But John Bush, if you played songs from all your bandmates' other bands, wouldn't it then indeed be a Category 7 concert? I'm thinking John should go out solo and do songs from all of the bands he's been in. I mean, who wouldn't want John Bush in concert at the local bowling alley? Hey, that was uncalled for. One wonders if those albums that Metallica made will become collector's items. I'm sure everything they touch, they smash their hands on. Did you get to see it? They made me cut it out on YouTube. And it was just them pressing the record. Someone was standing right next to them. And they were like, fucking, a minute of it's gone. And now it's time for the Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week, provided by Mike Buchanan here. Each and every week, when he can get to it. We don't hold him hostage. We don't hold him account. We don't hold him to it. If he can do it, he does it. And he does it quite regularly. I don't think he's missed one. Maybe one. The dude I pay to stop by once a week to pick up poop in my backyard just realized that I don't have pets. That's good. Being abducted by aliens might just be the vacation I need right now. What do a small pair of underpants and a small dance floor have in common? No ballroom. That's a good one too. 1 minute you're young and the next minute you're turning down the radio in the car so you can see better. Yep, I've got 5 different sets of glasses. If laziness was an Olympic sport, I would come in 4th just so I wouldn't have to walk up to the podium. Oh, yeah. Because if you come in 4th, you don't get a stand. You don't have to walk up and get a medal. Exercise makes you look better naked. So does tequila. Your choice. And finally, the fact that Keith Richards has outlived Richard Simmons really makes me question this whole healthy eating and exercise thing. Damn! That's pretty true. I'll tell you, my grandfather lived to be 97 years old. He smoked cigarettes since he was 12. And by the time he got married, when he came back from the war, he wanted fried potatoes every meal. And my grandmother made him fried fucking potatoes every single night for 50 years. So, yeah, Keith Richards, Richard Simmons. Things to think about. Boom and bang. That's right, we're all getting it. I kind of was thrown off in that last joke there because I was looking down. I thought I didn't see a read more from Miss Althea. I do indeed see one. The dumbstruck fool says, Gojira, she's talking that. I keep forgetting they are French. Although not as much as the actual French language I have forgotten over the past 4 decades since graduating from high school. As much as I look forward to the Olympics every year, they occur summer or winter games. See how I'm reading that? She looks forward to the Olympics every year that they occur, summer or winter games. I voluntarily did watch any of the opening ceremonies this year, so I missed their performance, nor have I sought out any footage of the performance, but maybe I will have by the time you read this comment. Not to take away from their honor, but I will echo your offhanded remark about Celine Dion. I also thought she was dead. I mean, I'm not trying to curse her. Guys, I'm not sitting down with the goddamn Ouija board tonight and the black candles. And no, I'm just saying I thought I heard that. I, too, have never heard of Aya Nakamura, and that sounds Japanese. And what did she say right there? Sounds Japanese. And I most likely would not know who Lady Gaga is either. What? Oh. If it weren't for RuPaul's Drag Race. That's the only way you'd know her? Miss Althea on Nikki Sixx. I stopped listening to him some time ago as it seems like all the subject matter coming out of his mouth is regurgitated. So, do I dare start singing? ? It's the same old situation. Oh. And will he please stop procreating? His son Gunnar, his oldest, can you hear my guts growling? His son Gunnar, his oldest, is nearing his mid-30s. Nikki very well could be a grandfather for all we know. He could be. That's not a guy that goes, hey, I care about protection, okay? Not in those crazy days where he's lighting his legs on fire. You think that guy cares about protection if you're going to light your legs on fire with lighter fluid? I don't think so. Oh, she's going to sit there. Okay, here we go. Other band members basically forced... wait, what the hell? Where am I at? I took my cursor off my spot, you guys. Do I dare start singing? Same old situation. Oh, and will he please stop procreating? His son Gunnar, his oldest, is nearing his 30s. Nicky very well could be the grandfather. And so could Vince, for that matter, as his children are even older. His son and daughter are both in their 40s. Yikes. It is so strange. I have a 22-year-old son. It's weird. It is going to be weird for me as people get older and you age. It's fucking weird to see your son with a mustache standing there going, hey, Dad. It's just like, no, you were sucking on a binky and you were running around and slapping me in the legs with a lightsaber. You're not a dude standing there with a fucking mustache telling me, hey, man, you want to go get something to eat? It's just weird. I miss Althea on Jay Weinberg. All I kept thinking about was Steven Adler. Am I remembering right in that he alleged his firing from Guns N' Roses was a blind side? And that the other band members basically forced him to do drugs? That they fired him for doing? What? I am not at all suggesting that Jay's dismissal from Slipknot was a similar situation or had anything to do with drugs or alcohol. But we all know Adler is still a hot mess and wonder if Jay can give him a referral to that therapist. No, I think if Jay's got a good therapist, he's not telling nobody. He'll go and rattle on about how wonderful they are, but if they say, well, what's their name? I'm fucking telling you that. Then you're going to book appointments with him. Then he's going to cut me out. Miss Althea on Chuck Billy. Since he was not specific about the year or the tour when he first experienced Kiss, I had to do some math. Oh, I love this. Since he only offered the fact that he was 12 years old, I love this. It's like crime scene investigation. Now I'm going to read it. I know someone's screaming going, well, read the fucking thing then. Hear my guts? I got to put some food in that. All right, here we go. Now shut up and let's get to this. Since he only offered the fact that he was 12 years old, and if it correct that 1962 is his birth year, then he would have seen them in 1974 when they were supporting the debut album Or Hotter Than Hell, epic Kiss at its core. And for that, I am extremely envious that he was able to experience that. Hotter Than Hell era? That would have been great. Oh, and here she comes. She said, I was 13 when I saw them the first time on the Dynasty Tour, when the original lineup was unraveling. But what did I know at the time when I was otherwise simply spazzed? Miss Althea on Ozzy on Solid Gold. Your memory is not faulty, as I also remember the performance of Bark at the Moon on that show. I kept waiting for Darcy to come out and start dancing next to Jake. Now I'm having a flashback of Darcy. Isn't that puppet? That guy, he was all, ha ha! Do you hear my guts over here? Jesus, we gotta wrap this up. Darcy to come out and dancing next to Jake. There is a clip available on YouTube, although the quality is not great. Miss Althea on John Bush. I got totally hung up on him doing Pilates. Had a good laugh envisioning him in a classic tree pose. Well, when his name is Bush. Come on, it's funny. Yeah, now that we know what a tree pose is. Miss Althea says, oh, that might be. He gets a double dose of thank you for your service, not only for serving in the Air Force, thank you for your service, but for being a techie first responder, yes, with the CrowdStrike debacle. You're appreciated, my brother. That's very good, yes. The grilled cheese subtopic revisit. I personally love a combo of sharp cheddar and Swiss. Sargento preferred. And the outside of the bread has to be spread with mayo. Spread with mayo? Duke's preferred. Mayo is Duke's brand, not butter. And you fry it? I make tomato basil soup from scratch to go with it. And oh man, is that a nice dipping treat. You gotta dip. You cannot have a grilled cheese sandwich with mayo or butter on the outsides and not dip it. I love mayo, but I've never heard of that before. The literal definition of comfort food. 100%. Alrighty. Get out there, seize the day, breathe deep, take it in, love yourself. I got a red light flashing, so this is going to be a long one. This could cut off at any damn time, so let's get to it. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate your feedback and your 5-star reviews. And even if you never say a word, and you're just out there listening, no, you got to love yourself, okay? I'm not saying some kinky damn way. Get that junk out of your head. I'm saying love yourself. Red battery, it's going down. Red battery, it's a Jive Talkin with your friend Shane on a red battery light, battery, red light, baby. Come on, baby, have a good time. Hope you had a great time with the podcast. It's a good cast. We're feeling really refreshed. Commune with the animals. Getting on ancient town. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I gotta go eat a sweet treat. I gotta go eat. Jive Talkin with you, it feels so good. So here we go. Baby, let's jive.